Okay, I started watching this show called The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I got this show from my sister, and it looked pretty good. It looked decently positive, and I decided to give it a watch with my girlfriend. And I'm only on the first episode, so I haven't got far, but after watching just a little bit, like I didn't even finish the first episode, but after just watching a little bit uh, of just the first episode, I started to realize that not just in this show, but other shows in our culture, in our movies, everywhere, right? We normalize dysfunction. And I sense a lot of people don't got God and they don't understand God. They don't understand his ways and why he teaches us to live a certain way and why he wants us to be a certain way. Because if you watch this show, um, The Summer I Turned Pretty, the first few things you start to notice is she's sneaking out the house, she's going to parties. The fathers are nowhere in sight, they're not really guiding their daughter or their sons. They're kind of just letting them, and these people are teenagers, they're kind of just letting them willy nilly, right? In our culture, in our shows, in our movies, we teach that you have to figure it out, you have to learn it for yourself. But the thing about God, if you really trust God and you instill God in your children, you don't have to live that way. You live the life that God wants you to live or how he wants you to live. And the outcome is good every time because God has already set things up in a way that makes sense. But because we don't have God, we don't know God, and the world has normalized dysfunction, right? Normalized us just completely being dysfunctional, life being hard, life being a struggle. Your daughter's going to possibly get pregnant regardless at some point with a guy that she's not supposed to be with. Your son's more than likely going to have multiple kids with multiple women. Like we've normalized this. This is just a normality at this point. We don't pass down to our kids that don't make the same mistakes I make. We just say, I hope you do good. I hope you do good. I hope the best for you. We don't set them up for what is right, what is wrong, and that's because no one knows God. They don't know that it's not oppressive to tell your daughter. Because, like, if you watch this show with me, the whole time I'm looking at all these young men that are looking at my daughter, and I'm like, no. I'm like, no, you're not doing that. Like, she kisses a guy in the first episode at this party, and I'm thinking, I cringe, like, my face cringe, because I'm like, one, you don't know him, and you don't know his intentions, and you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the father's job to lord over her. Not it's not this impressive thing. He's just wiser, and he knows that his daughter is a prize. So he doesn't just let her willy nilly with anyone. He makes her be modest for a reason, right? He doesn't want every guy looking at her. Some guys have lust problems, and then um, he wants her beauty to just be for the man that she's meant to have. And this is going to be vice versa for the males, but obviously this is a more emphasis on women because men and women are different. Let me try to stay on track. I'm trying to remember exactly where I was going with this. Um, but what I learned from the show is teenagers do this because we have normalized this. Like, like she went to the party, she snuck out, right? She snuck out. The moms were over smoking weed. They're not even paying attention to their kids. Then the kids get back, they get in a fight, they're drinking. The parents have no idea this is happening because this is normal. This was going to happen because again, that like this isn't a show about God, so that family's godless. They just try to be as positive as possible. Positivity can't beat demons. It doesn't. God beats demons. And so you can't overcome things by just being positive and changing your scenery. Sometimes demons are around and they attach themselves to you and you can't overcome them without the power of God. But going back to the show, the moms did not know what was going on because they live how they portray the mothers in the show as at mothers at peace, looking for peace, and that's all what mothers do in our day and age. Relax, be yourself, love your kids, which is good, but they're missing the main ingredient, God. So of course they didn't know what their kids were doing. They didn't have the fathers there, right? I think in this show the fathers aren't really there because it's kind of like a mother. I don't know why the show did this, but maybe it's because it's just the normality and women are very popular in this day and age when it comes to shows, and men really don't watch this kind of stuff. So maybe that's why they're pushing it. But the father aren't really there. It's not they don't appear in the show. I was told they appear in the show later because I asked my sister, but and they do come there, but it's mostly for the kids and the moms. But women fail. They're going to continue to fail because they're missing their support. God, the ultimate powerful support they could have, they wouldn't do it alone because you're not wise. You're not wise alone. Wisdom comes from God. Um, so of course their kids were going to run off, drink, get in fights, and mess around with girls. I'm not saying in this show they're going to pour out like crazy, but the fact that their daughter and their sons are okay just going out there kissing on anyone, smoking, drinking, doing whatever, to show that we have normalized dysfunction. We say the phrase, it is what it is, all the time, because in our mentality, this is how it just is. No, don't get me wrong. Say one of my boys completely neglected, because I watch boys, right? I have two boys that I watch or look over. They're not even my kids, but God want me to watch over them. I have two boys. Say they don't listen to me. There's one boy, he's the oldest, is defying me. And granted, I didn't have the chance. I always tell him that it's not his fault that he's completely defiant because his parents didn't instill in him certain things at a very early age. So it's like almost too late for him at this point. I remember God telling me that to not give up on him. He literally said that to me because I didn't want to. This is a lot of work for a kid that's not even mine. And he's pretty much just disrespecting me in my face because he's of the world at this point. He's very worldly. He goes to public school, and in public school, all they teach you and the kids around you, especially if they watch certain things on TV, is to do whatever you want to do. Do what's fitting for you. Do what you desire. And the world teaches you bad things. That's all they teach you. So if you desire things, you're desiring what the world wants. This is why I want to instill God. This is why I was so traumatized by losing my daughters, because I wanted to instill in them at a very early age God. Not God as most of you guys know him. Like really give them God. Like they know him. Like they can interact with him. They can talk to him. They can place their worries on him. And I feel like in our day and age, and almost our shows, it is dysfunction. It is a looseness of they don't know. Hope for the best. YOLO. You don't know. Just hope, throw your prayers up. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how life's gonna go. You're doing your best, but when you're with God, you don't have to just do your best. You know you are secure. Everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be taken care of. You know you are completely blessed by God and protected. Even when things go bad and they look bad, you are protected and blessed by God. Because if you die, you go to heaven. God, the Bible talks about how this is not the end. So people can fight and claw tooth and nail for this life. But if if your life's about to turn out, it's okay. You're going somewhere 10 times better. So yeah, y'all, like women, honestly, really look at the TV shows they push. They push freedom on you guys so much. And what got Eve? Eve was supposed to listen to God. She did not. And then she was cursed, basically, right? She was cursed. Why? Because she did not listen. All she had to do was listen. And what does the devil push nowadays? Freedom. Do as you please. Do what you want. Do what's best for you. I'm telling you, look at all the shows. Look at all the framework of every show that you watch. It's the same formula every time. And they starting with girls more and more and more. And they push this idea in y'all's head that it's not that we're like, they don't show that they're pushing an idea. They use the fact that women were oppressed. And I'm not saying they were oppressed all the time. There's obviously good men that were connected to God that they don't talk about. And there were people that had good relations back in the day, but they pushed that you were oppressed. Why? It was a plan. It was a setup. Like the men felt at some point they oppressed women, and then they used that oppression and they used the goodness to free the women and then use the women. Everything comes full circle. So they use y'all to now saying, okay, y'all were oppressed. Now you're going to live a good life. Do what's best for you. Sacrifice your family if you have to. Sacrifice your man if you have to. Sacrifice time with your kids if you have to. But with God, you don't have to do any of that thing. God will take care of you, but you have to believe. So yeah, be aware of these shows. This show looks nice on paper, demonic, because it's of the world. It's of the devil, technically. Like, and most people don't understand these things because they don't have the wisdom of God.